I'm Earl Adams. I play DN, and you're watching LSN.
Hey, MSU on three. 1, 2, 3.
MSU. Hi everybody, glad to have you joining us this evening. We took a break last week, Coach, and back now talk about 2 wins in a row for the Mountain Lions. And well, that was a great way to get into the thick of things in the South Atlantic Conference, because we won on Saturday up at UVa-Wise the week before. 46-14 win against St. Augustine's. Let's talk about that one first.
Well, you know, it was for the St. Aug game, it was awesome because it was the first time we ever come out of this building. And it was a lot of first, you know, and coming out of that locker room, coming out of this building, Phil the Hill. I mean, it was just a lot of things that were going on for the first home game. And then we came out, and I thought early we started off really strong, and we got in a lull in the second quarter. We had a lightning delay. I think that helped us regroup, and then we went back out and held them and scored, and then we came back out in the second half, and I thought we played extremely well in the second half. I thought our defense and offense rose to the occasion in the second half, and we were able to, you know, go ahead and take the lead and put them away and play a lot of guys.
And that one, some of the highlights from Mars Hill: Craig Rucker, 3 TDs, 1 on reception, 1 rushing, 1 passing, 62 total yards receiving, 71 passing, 18 on the ground. Urzua, 136 yards, 4 TDs. Wallace Frazier had a great day with 98 yards, and Gilbert Johnson, 82 yards and 2 scores. Let's talk briefly while we're talking offense and talking that side of things from Mars Hill. The week before we had VMI. Up a division. How difficult is it to transition a team back into kind of what's going to be the norm for the rest of the season?
Well, I think, you know, I think there's been times we didn't transition very good. If we played really well against an opponent above us, we didn't play as well the next week, I think. I think there's times when you just think after that you just got to show up, but that's not the case in Division II. There's a lot of Division II teams that can play up and win, and we've done it before. So, but I thought our guys came back from VMI. We made a lot of mistakes, but they were a good football team. We made a lot of mistakes, and when we came back, I thought we focused in. Really, the second half, I thought we played. You know, just extremely well. I thought we came out of the locker room and we were ready to go, and we did in the second half what we intended to do in the first half also. And you know, but I think our guys just came ready to play and came out of here with excitement. You know, coming out of this building, we scored real quick 2 times. If we don't barrel around, we're going to make it 21-0. I think it's a different ball game in the first half all the way through the second half.
In that contest, we mentioned Rucker had 3 touchdowns. And we talked about, I think in our first show, we talked about the defense is going to be key on him probably all season. I mean, everybody reads that, you know, this sports news and this, that, and the other, so he was kind of preseason this, that. Super talented young man. From a team standpoint, when you know your opponent may be just focusing on 1 or 2 players, does that make things more complicated, or is that one of those things, okay, we know they're at least going to be doing this, and then that allows you some freedom in some other positions?
Well, I think what's happened with Rucker in the last 2 years is that people are doubling, people are playing under and on top, and they're trying to make sure he doesn't get the football, so you got to find ways to get him the football, and the best way to get him the football is have a good run game. And if you get your run game going, then you can put the ball in other spots. But everybody we played from the first game this year on is had somebody on him and then somebody on top, trying to defend him underneath and on top. And against St. Aug, we were able to sort of get him by running a couple of things with Rucker and him throwing it. If he was a little taller than 5'6", he would have 2 touchdown passes. He had 1 knockdown. But anytime he's got the ball in his hands, the people are going to show. They're going to flash and come get him. But again, the best thing is having a really good run game, and that's what you want to establish. Some defenses won't allow it because they just put so many people in the box.
Defensively, let's talk about some of the leaders in that game. Obviously, only allowing 14 points by St. Aug. It was a good defensive effort, particularly Carl Robert Joe, 7 tackles, 5 solo, 2 on assists, and Dexter Fitzpatrick, 2 solo, 5 assists. Let's talk about those 2 young men.
Well, I think what we were able to do is when you make them block the front, when our defensive front makes them double and block, our linebackers can make plays and our safety can come make plays. And I thought our defensive line did a great job of making St. Aug double them, and then we were able to let our linebackers, you can turn your linebackers loose and your safety can field and make plays. And then I thought with the pressure that we put on them up front also, they had trouble being accurate, and that's how you keep the quarterback from being accurate, is putting pressure on them. But it all starts up front, and then it gives your linebackers a chance to run and make plays if you can make people double team, and your safety can spin down and make plays. And Carl has really, so far this fall really played extremely well, and was here all summer, worked out all summer, and that really helped him. And Dexter's going to be a really good player. Our linebackers, I think we have some guys that can run and play, and I think as long as our front holds up and makes them be honest, blocking them, your linebackers should make plays.
We're going to come back and talk about the first South Atlantic Conference win of the 2019 season. We've had that first home win against St. Aug, 46-14. We'll talk about South Atlantic Conference action right after this.
Fans, Geico has teamed up with the South Atlantic Conference to offer the alumni, faculty, and staff of SAC institutions discounts on auto insurance. Get your fast, free car insurance quote today by visiting geico.com/mydiscount. Geico, the official insurance provider of the South Atlantic Conference.
Welcome back. Stuart Johnny along head football coach Tim Clifton. Before we get into talking about the South Atlantic Conference game on the road at UVa-Wise, if you kind of look over our shoulders, and I don't know if Adam can kind of zoom in and get this, there's a new scoreboard going up here in Mears Stadium, going to be on the kind of southwestern side of Chambers Gymnasium. So new scoreboard's going up. That should be, all goes well, should be operational for this Saturday. One of the many improvements that going on here around campus. And like Tim said earlier, the first home game was particularly special for those of us that have been around line football for a good long while, and that got to come out of a new facility. I think I said when I was doing PA for the first time since 1967, the Lions entered the field from a new facility, but that means a lot to your program and has to mean a lot to your players.
Yeah, I think being in this building has really helped our guys with their pride and what they see, and they're more excited about it, and what's great about it is they have a place to come in and lounge in several places in this building. And I think what it does is it brings your team closer together. And then, stretching on this end for the first time, I guess forever. I don't know if, because it used to be houses.
That's right, absolutely.
Back years ago, so. But it's been a great fall camp for us, and being in this building and having an opportunity to come out of a first-class facility and go to practice every day has been phenomenal.
Well, and you're talking about that sense of pride that came with this new facility. The pride's always been in the program, but this really kind of lifted up an extra level. Big win at home, and then we take to the road, back up to a contest that, if memory serves, first time we played UVa-Wise was back in 1999. We are now, after the trip over the weekend, we are now 7-0 against them. I don't know if they really looked at that in terms of booking everybody in, but it was a high noon game. They had a packed crowd. Here we come rolling into town. Tough place to play though, because they've got great facilities, good folks all the way around, and your guys had a big win and needed to maintain that momentum, and by golly, they sure did. Both teams came in 1-1. They'd had a loss to an FCS Division I opponent. We'd had a loss. We expected a really good ball game, and it delivered, Coach.
Yeah, we got one. It was, you know, it was a tough place to go play. You know, it's always been hard to play over there.
Well, you left shortly after breakfast.
Yeah, we did. We
kind of like ball game in a brunch.
Yeah, we loaded the bus at 6:30, and then went to the cafeteria and ate. So, you know, it was playing at noon, and you know, it's everybody says, well, it's just 2 hours. It's not 2 hours by bus. When you go up and down the hills and go over the mountains, it's not 2 hours by bus. But I thought our guys did a great job of preparing. You know, I thought on Thursday and Friday, I thought they were really focused in. I thought Saturday morning they were focused in. And once we got there, and you know, I really felt like we were, you know, focused in. I thought in pregame we were a little flat, but I think they were a little flat too. It was pretty hot, you know, and we practiced in a lot of heat, you know, but trying to get ready and traveling on the same day and playing at noon. My hat's off to our players for going out there and getting a win there, and just how hard we played. I thought we played extremely hard.
Well, and I was thinking about something on the drive up, that for the first time that you and I've been with the program, we're to a league school, and our facilities here are as good as anybody else's now, and that's, you know, that's a good way to feel like, hang on, we're not going to go and feel like, well, we wish we had. We have.
Right, right, and I think that that plays into every day when they come into this building, and I think it plays in the other athletes that come into this building. That sense of now we're moving forward. Now there is a movement to improve and improve every day. I mean, it's like I tell our players all the time. You either get better or you get worse. You don't remain the same. And I think we have moved extremely quick here all of a sudden, and it was awesome to be able to come here and move up this fast and have this. And you know, like you said, Wise has got phenomenal facilities too, and it was nice going over there and playing in a nice arena. But I know going in, we knew that was a good football team, and we were about to play extremely well. And I thought our defense played really, really well. You know, we just kept. We had some turnovers. They went in the red zone, and we didn't give up those points. You know, and even with sudden change, we held them several times. And you know, your goal is your offense to score one more point to the opponent, and your defense to hold them 1 point less. And I think if we'd have executed better in the kicking game, I don't think it would have come down to the ball on the 7 or whatever with 3 seconds left, and some of those seconds seemed a lot longer.
Yes, they did.
You know, but you know, you take your hats off to our kids making the plays at the end to secure the victory, and you just try not to put yourself in that situation like we did before. We just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and we knew it was going to be a tough day. And our players responded.
They really did. To kind of recap for everybody on how that game went. 3:58 mark, first quarter. Mars Hill strikes first. Javon Harbison, 9-yard pass from Jimmy Arzua. Tanner Fox makes good on the kick, so it's 7-0. Mars Hill, 6 plays, 80 yards for that score. Virginia-Wise comes back the 49-second mark of the first quarter. Man with a 48-yard punt return. Basco's kick is good, so it's 7-7 as we finish up 1 quarter of play. Going into the second quarter, Mars Hill, Ty Stelton, 80-yard pass play from Jimmy Arzua. Fox's kick was good. That really got everybody fired up.
Yeah, he's fast. I think they found out that he's fast. I thought it was a really good throw, and I thought the scheme of it, where we brought Rucker across in motion, it pulled some secondary guys, even moved the linebacker. And then once Ty got it, it was a foot race, and he was booking it.
Yes,
it was pretty exciting for everybody to see his speed, and it's exciting for us to get to that tight end, because the tight end has got to be a mainstay in our offense, and it was nice to get the ball to him and watch him take off and run.
So that comes up at the 6:23 mark, second quarter. That finishes things up as time winds down for halftime. Then coming out in the third quarter, Mars Hill, Jimmy Arzua, 1-yard run. Fox is good in his point after. That was part of and I really like this because we did what I like seeing so much, just control the clock, chew up the field. 12 plays, 86 yards in 4 minutes and 7 seconds. We're up 21-7. And Wise came back, fourth quarter. Crop comes into the 6-yard run. Basco's kick's good. That went 96 yards for that entire series for them, so that took 5 minutes, 11 seconds, and I guess if they had to have it back, they'd think, man, we should get to shave some time off of that. 21-14, and that set up toward the end of the ball game. They were driving, but hats off to your defense and your coaching staff. You have everybody prepared, because our guys didn't panic. Our guys didn't look like deer in the headlight look. They were very concentrated, very dialed in what was happening, and it paid off.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I just thought we gave and gave and gave, but we didn't let them get it. They didn't get in, and
particularly if they converted on 2 fourth and 10, 2 fourth downs, and they thought, well, we just got to do one more, and our guys were like, no, we're done. We're ready to go back down for that non-2-hour drive.
Yeah, and I thought right there at the end we got a little pressure on them, and then we did a good job of covering and making them throw the ball high several times. And but the biggest thing is we have done what we call 1 minute about every practice. We do it about every practice, and that's what comes into play. Trying to say, count the clock down, and ones go against ones. So that helps us on offense, and it also helps us, on defense. And right before half, we had a big play on offense that gave us opportunity to, convert it on a field goal. But we had a chance right before half, and we moved the football, and then again we were able to hold them. I know that all the 1 minute, the players, it drives them crazy. They get tired. It's hard on them, it's tough on them. But that's what a lot of times it'll come down to. So,
and it's easier to get that across to them after how that was.
This week now they know that the 1 minute is for a purpose, and not just. They always think everything's conditioning, and everything. But it's really 1 minute for us is really it does condition a little bit, but it's more mental than it is anything else. And it's trying to make plays on offense and trying to make plays on defense.
So Mars Hill with a well-earned 21-14 league victory against the newest member of the South Atlantic Conference, the Highland Cavaliers of UVa-Wise. Out of that, we said there were some good performances. South Atlantic Conference League Office has announced the AstroTurf Football Players of the Week. That's a mouthful. Our QB, Jimmy Urzua, tabbed the Offensive Player of the Week, and Nigel Bowden was the Defensive Player of the Week by the numbers. Urzua threw for a career-high 403 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 9.8 yards per pass, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. And Nigel, senior from Macon, Georgia, leader on the line defensive unit, he had 11 total tackles and 6 of those solo, 2 of those tackles for loss, and 11 tackles were a game high and season high for that young man. So you had to be pleased with those efforts.
Yeah, I thought Jimmy threw the ball extremely well. I thought, I thought our receivers did a good job of distancing themselves. I thought Rucker did a really great job of getting some distance, and we were able to get Jimmy through a couple of balls in there that were really tight, that were in there. And then I thought, I thought they did a good job of protecting, giving them time to get rid of the football. And I thought our scheme was really good. I thought we put together a real good scheme. You knew going in you weren't going to run it very much because they're not going to allow you to run it. They're going to play man free and stack the box. And then I thought we had a good plan there. And I thought our defense had a great plan. And I was to take the one away from them, and which we did. And then I thought the last drive on offense, we needed one more first down to really completely clinch it. But we got several first downs right there and ran the clock down and put them in a little bit of a bind there with their clock. So, and I thought Nigel, he just kept making a lot of plays. And usually when he gets his hands on you,
It's not going to be good news.
no, you're going to go down.
That's right.
He's usually going to put you to the ground. And like I said earlier, our front did a great job of taking double teams and keeping them off the backers. And when you do that, your linebackers should make a lot of plays.
Mountain Lions' big lead victory. They're 1-0 in the South Atlantic Conference with a 21-14 win against the Highland Cavaliers, the University of Virginia-Wise. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to introduce to you some of the Lion family, some of the gentlemen that put on the helmets, the pads, that make things happen out there on the football field from Martinsville University. We'll be right back.
It's Javon Harbison, receiver, and you watching Lion Sports Network.
Welcome back. Glad to have you with us here for one of the segments I really enjoy, because we get an opportunity to share our Lion football family with you, not only coaching staff, we're talking to Tim and some of his coaches, but this is the real fun part for me, and that is we get to talk to some of the Lion football players that, these are the guys that they do the heavy lifting, so to speak. So I'm just going to kind of go my right to left here and let you introduce yourself, tell you where you're from, and all those good things to these good folks out there.
I'm Michael Foster. I'm from Kingsport, Tennessee, and I'm a senior on this football team.
Okay, play which position?
Right guard.
Right guard. Very good.
Deshaun Goins, Monroe, North Carolina, junior, and I play defensive tackle.
Very good. Now, and you've got a nickname. It's not Night Night. It's what?
Day.
Day. Okay. All right. Very good. So we may work that in here along the way, but we've been talking on camera about that and giving him a hard time. But guys, the last player segment we did a couple weeks ago, I was just asking kind of the front end question, which was, how different does it feel having this facility now attached to this program?
It's incredible. It's complete 180. We now have a place to hang out. We're family every day. We hang out down here. We do our laundry's done down here. We're a family. We hang out. It's just a great place to be.
What about you?
Yeah, same thing, since the summer, since some of the guys have been there since the summer, and just, everybody come together as a family, it just changed the whole program, like the attitude as far as everybody. It's just probably the best thing ever happened.
That's good. That is good. Because it really, and Coach and I talked about it in the first segment, it's really just kind of a more positive vibe, a more positive feel, a greater sense of pride. Because, year in and year out, players in this program. You all bought into what the coaching staff is doing, and it's proved because what we've been able to show, even without this facility, but this, it's going to have to help. It really can make a difference. So tell us about your journey to this year in the Lion football program. How do you get to Mars Hill? Because I know we've talked before, we probably got some new people out there. They don't know this. So how do you end up here at the Hill? And, heck of a long drive, you're just over the mountain, Kingsport. In fact, I was there earlier today. But Dobbins Bennett Indians, if I remember correctly. So how do you end up here at the Hill?
I got recruited in high school to some schools, and this one, it was obviously home for me. It was close to home, but the mountains drew me. I knew I could come here and play. I knew I could come and show off my talents, earn a spot, and it's been great. Freshman year, that's kind of your learning year. You see what it's about. Sophomore year, that's when you go through your struggles. And then junior year, you play, you perform, you earn your spot, you prove to them why they recruited you. And now as a senior, I can just go out and play and have fun.
What about you, young man? How do you end up being part of this Lion football family?
Senior year, I came to a prospect camp here.
Okay.
And showed my talents, did the 40-yard dash, the bench max grips, and about a week later, I got a call from Coach Barnett, and he told me he wanted to give me a scholarship offer. So, and after that, it's just been home, been loving it ever since.
That is good. What are you majoring in?
Sports management.
Sports management and
Business.
Okay, very good. Looking at this season, we talked about kind of the 10,000-foot view of this facility and what that means to the program and everything. So we've kind of taken things up a notch there. And then corresponding with that and linking in with that, I think is probably the desire that we're going to take up a notch on our competitiveness on the field. And we showed that up at UVa-Wise. Going into this season, get it from two senior kind of perspectives here. Going into this season, what was going to be a personal goal that both of you had? I'll go over here first.
Personal goal, just be more of a leader. Especially knowing that I'm gonna be upperclassman and we're gonna have a lot of young guys playing, and just being more vocal with those guys. And that was really my goal. Just take the young guys in and put them over me a little bit.
Was it a little, I don't know if tough is the word, but was it just kind of an interesting feeling when probably some of the freshmen ask about, well, you get this facility here, it's not, it's nice and all that. They don't have the reference point that we do. I mean, how do you explain that to these guys?
We tell them all the time, we blessed, especially with things with washing clothes, it's such a blessing that we got it now. They don't really know, but, it's just our job to, keep them up, keep them going.
Well, the new normal is better because of the foundation that the two of you have done. But he's answered this. What are your kind of personal goals for this year? That I know you want to make it extra special.
Yeah, it was to work hard over the summer. I stayed up here over the summer and worked hard, and I really found that I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to go out and play and be a part of a winning program, being able to lead people along the straight path that I want to go.
We've talked about the effort that you gentlemen put in, not only just during the season, but the off season. Where that's, I think a lot of people understand that's where championships are built, is what you do during the off season and everything. And you have to kind of think way back, from that transition from a high school senior player to where you are now. Looking back just a little bit, what were the big surprises? I never saw that coming, playing collegiate ball. That's kind of interesting that that happened. What do you have for that?
The studying that you need to put in before games, the preparation. Watching film, you watch film in high school, but you don't really know what you're watching. Here you break down film, you watch it every day. You gotta know what you're going against on Saturday. So the preparation is completely different. Everything about it.
What about you?
Well, you know, being that when I first came here, I was offensive line, so I got switched over like last year beginning of the season. But defensive line from like college to high school is more like college is more technique. Like you don't get to just free roam and do what you want to do. So it's just me understanding techniques and just doing my responsibilities. That was probably the hardest thing to get used to.
So you, obviously both of you successfully, you've done the intricate part of studying this, studying that, and you've made the transition, and both of you just have done so well in what you do this year. As you begin to wind things down, what would be the advice you'd be offering to maybe a freshman on the team or a senior in high school out there that's just clicking through the websites and go, oh, hey, coach, you show Marsville, let's see what they're talking to 2 football players. What would you offer up as, hey, focus on this or be aware of this as kind of a, hey, you've been there, you've done that, tip for these guys? What would you offer?
Just hard work, because hard work always pays off. No matter, you go in and grind at all times, it's going to show up somewhere, even in the classroom and on the field. Just grind hard all the time.
What about you?
I agree, keep working hard and being in the now. A lot of people look too far into the future and they lose what they're doing. Every kid has those dreams of going to the NFL, but right now, you gotta put your work in for where you're at.
One of the things that Coach Clifton and I, we talk about a lot on camera, and then we talk about it off camera, you and I talked about last year, is the sense of family that is here with this institution and particularly with this football program. How important has that been to you?
The family feel, it's crazy because I go against them every day.
Better him than me.
Friends like each other. They go against each other every day. But we're brothers. We don't like each other all the time. We fight, we compete, and I respect them more than ever for that.
But maybe both have you better.
Yeah, every day.
What about you?
Family is just, I'm always love these guys. It's just they taught me so much stuff since I got here.
Did you expect it to be this good?
I didn't. I didn't know what to expect, but they took me in, offense and defense wise. They took me in just as their own son, especially the coaches. I'm always looking for that.
That is good. Great story for both of you. God bless. Great rest of the year. Enjoy calling all the action up top, and we'll keep enjoying having both of you on campus. Best of luck to you, gentlemen. We'll be back with more right after this.
I just did not have a lot of stability.
I was facing foreclosure.
Not working at all, didn't have any money.
I could not go to school and work, so I found Mars Hill.
The experience here has been so wonderful.
It's been amazing.
I was able to have the full-time hours without the full-time load.
They are just incredibly supportive.
And Mars Hill is very affordable.
Mars Hill University Adult and Graduate Studies, education that moves mountains.
I will be the first in my family to graduate with my bachelor's degree.
Welcome back. Stuart Jolly along with head football coach Tim Clifton. Coach, I was looking at some numbers here. The matchup we've got coming up on Saturday started back in 1973. That was a 23-20 win in favor of the Bears. They've won 18 contests. We've won 22. They've tied once. Last 10 matchups, we're 5-5 against Lenoir-Rhyne University. Tall order this Saturday. Number 8 in the country, Division II. They had already had a league game at Newberry, 34-17 win there. Virginia Union a 28-11 win, and against St. Augustine 68-7. Let's talk a little bit about the Virginia Union game in terms of a gauge of how good that football program is.
Well, Virginia Union's good every year, and Virginia Union's usually ranked, and they have a chance of getting in the playoffs every year. And they went to Virginia Union And on film, you can, you know, Virginia Union's got a lot of talent, and LR's really a good football team. They've earned the 8th ranking in the country. I mean, they lost first game of the year a year ago, and then lost to Valdosta in the 3rd round of the playoffs a year ago. So, you know, they've earned where they are, and they're a really good football team. And they're really on defense. They're really sound, and they play extremely hard. And on offense, what they do is different than anybody else, and they're really good at what they do. So, you know, it'd be a great challenge for us. You know, we're looking forward to the challenge, and we're looking forward to playing them here, and looking forward to Saturday's matchup and the dedication, you know, here on Friday to the building here, to the Hammons Fieldhouse. So it's going to be an exciting weekend. It's going to be an exciting weekend, and the preparation is going to be fun. You know, and I'm excited about having an opportunity to play.
Looking at Lenoir-Rhyne, what are your kind of keys to the game? I know the obvious keys, which is stop them from just getting on a scoring tear, because it looks like once they get in that groove, they're really, that's what Virginia Union found out.
Yeah.
That's why I want to touch on that, because you and I know year in, year out, Virginia Union, that's kind of been a standard that folks love going against them to see what they've got.
Yeah.
Well, LR put 21 points on in the 2nd quarter and just took them out of the ball game. So going into this contest, you know, that's kind of the obvious, but how do you prep your guys for that?
Well, they're going to have some plays that are just based off of what they do on offense and the players they have. I mean, it comes down to players. I mean, just like last week, we were able to get the ball in space to Rucker and Harbison and those guys, and it comes down to players also. But they have a really good scheme. They got really good players. They're veterans. They've been in a playoff run. They've extended their season, and on defense, they got the best safety in the country. He is by far the best player on defense, is safety in the country. So they're just they're very talented. They play extremely hard. What we've got to do is find a way to keep football. You got to keep it away from them, because they can't get on spurts, you know, and the next thing you know, they put 20, 21 points on the board before you blink. So you got to already have some plays, and then you got to play the next play and get them on the ground and stop them. Then on offense, we've just got to find a way to move the ball consistently, move the clock. And when you play an offense like this, it's a lot like playing a wishbone offense. They're more of a wing offense, but it's hard to get the ball back, and they consume the clock. And so we've got to find a way. When you do have it, you got to make something happen with it. You got to put some points on the board. So you can't come away empty too many times, because if you do, they're going to score some points.
Looking at their stats on their quarterback, Grayson Willingham, in that St. Augustine game, he was 6 of 10, then 10 of 21 against Virginia Union, and 15 of 20 against Newberry. Are they more of a pass-oriented team, where they pretty much kind of split things up? They throw in the passes to kind of keep everybody honest on defense, but they like to run the ball.
Yeah, they want to run the football. They want to establish the run. Their play action, you're always on an island trying to cover them, and you can't peek, you know. And but it's a lot ground oriented, like Carson and you know, you've got to get that stop. But they also he is so accurate, you know, and he gets so much cushion and on things, and but they just play action.
He's thrown one interception all season.
Yeah, they just play action, and they get kids one-on-one, and they get in space, and he can find them. And the key for us is to stop the run game, but also to put pressure on him when he's doing, run and play action. And they're really good at receivers. So, it's, they just rallied off a bunch of wins here in the last year. We got to come in and play extremely hard. We got to play with unbelievable intensity and a lot of confidence.
You were touching briefly on the dedication on Friday. Going to be a busy week here on campus as the stadium gets prepped. The new scoreboard goes up. Saw them out painting rails early this morning. Dedication, Ammons Fieldhouse coming up at 5 o'clock, I do believe, on Friday. Tell us a little bit about just how you guys are. I'm sure they're excited about that.
Yeah, I think they're excited about having a chance to play Lenoir-Rhyne here, but I also know that they're looking forward to Friday because there'll be a lot of people in and out of this building all day Friday, and they'll be here hanging around on Friday night because we'll do preparation on Friday night too with our players and meetings and so forth in this building, and there'll be a lot of people around, so I expect our players to see a lot of people and hear a lot of stories and a lot about how proud they are of this place in Marshall. But it'll be a fun time for our guys. I think they'll get to see a lot of people that care a lot about this place.
And as you and I have talked before, it all builds, each level, a part of this family structure that you particularly with your coaching crew worked on for so many years, and this is just kind of the latest part of. And the family has some new digs, and we enjoy that. But I would imagine the coaching staff would glad to get that out of the way, start focusing back on the ball game because it's just a busy week.
You have to keep their focus. You have to find a way to keep their focus. It's like homecoming. You got to find a way to keep their focus and keep them focused in on what they have at task. And what they have at task is number 18 in the country, and so they've got to stay focused in. And it's always any time you do something of this nature. It's good for the players, it's good for the people that comes, but then you gotta somehow get them back
to reality.
Yeah, and get back to the work at hand.
We're hoping that all that excitement, enthusiasm, and festivities of Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock, they'll have all the festivities right here around the Ammons Fieldhouse, that all of that will gel nicely and get the team extra focused and fired up. From what should be a very enthusiastic crew here on Friday afternoon and Friday evening. And then out here at Mears Stadium, another opportunity to fill the hill, come out and be a part of line football for 2019. Tough order against the number 8 ranked Bears, Lenoir-Rhyne University. But our young people, as always, they'll be up to the standard and up to the job at hand. We wish everyone the best of luck and everything runs smooth, the dedication and all of that. We will be back to talk with you next week. Come out Friday for all the dedication festivities, 5 o'clock, reception following that, and then on Saturday. We look forward to seeing you here in Mears Stadium. Check out the new scoreboard. We'll have that going and a whole lot more fun and a great football game as your Mountain Lions play host to the Bears, Lenoir-Rhyne University. 1 p.m. kickoff at Mears Stadium. We'll see you there. Until then, so long for now.
I'm Tyler Ferguson. I play wide receiver, and you're watching Lions Sports Network.
MHU on 3, 1, 2, 3.
MHU.